Getting started with Adalo, it's really straightforward. Adalo is a tool that enables you, me, or anyone to build mobile applications and web applications without really writing codes. Though you might write code at the end of the day if you want to extend the functionality of Adalo, but right off the bat, you can really use Adalo to build amazing website into, something that is really real and feasible without writing a single line of code. If you are a startup founder, you've been looking for someone to assess your development to, then you could really use Adalo to build your MVP and also scale. As funny as it is, Adalo can really scale. So to get started, you can go ahead and go through, just go through everything and see what you can build. You can see people building things like chat application. People are building things like shops, online stores. People are building things like automation tools. So you can really build so many amazing things with Adalo. You can build a learning management system, LMS. Majorly, all these applications you have seen here, they all follow very similar principle. Yeah, they follow very similar principle. All you just have to do is get started with it. So to get started, you can click on the sign up button. Click on the sign up button, and it will bring to you a page like this. So you put your username, your password, and your full name. Agree to Adalo's terms and conditions, and you can also go ahead and read it. But it's not really stringent anyway. So you can just go ahead. Then once you're done with this, you go ahead and log in with the password, with the email you created. Log in with the email you created and the password you created at that time, and click on the login button. If you're using Adalo for the first time, this is not what you'll see. What you see instead will be a page for you, a page that will tell you to choose between a desktop application or a native mobile app. So what this does is that if you think your app is going to be living on a mobile phone, on the Play Store, the Android Store, or any other store that you can think of, then you should choose the first option. But if you're creating things that has to do with, say, dashboards, then you should choose the second option. That's where you'll find the best. So I'm just going to choose the native mobile app straight away, and then I will choose there are templates here that you can choose from. Lovely templates that you can choose from. But just go ahead and choose blank for the sake of this tutorial, and I'll click next. Give my app name, just the app name, and choose a color. You could choose a single color if you want to. You could choose a complementary color. It really depends on the kind of branding you're looking for. Then I'll click on the word create. So that's one thing. Another thing that you need, that you should be looking at, it's the dashboard right now. So once you click on the sign up, you successfully sign up, you'll see this dashboard. The sign up screen, the login screen, and the homepage comes off the bat. It's done already by Adalo. You don't have to do any of this. But you can really extend the functionality of your sign up, your login screen, if you want to, though it's not compulsory. But as a beginner, you can just go ahead and make use of what you've gotten right here from Adalo, so it doesn't get too complex and you don't feel good about doing this anymore. Then Adalo has a couple of components. First you have the database, which Adalo calls collections. So you can see this is database. So every mobile application is doing four things or five. It's called CRUD. What CRUD means is that you're creating that records, you're reading records, you're updating records, and deleting records. Those four things, that's what you do. Almost every application you can think of, that's what they do. In Adalo, these records are called collections. The user's collection always comes from Adalo all the time. So you can delete it, you can remove anything from it, except you're using an external database. That's the only way you can create your own user collections. Else you can't do anything about it. Then also you can add your collections. You call your collections name, give it a name, and then you can add different feeds. For the feeds, Adalo call it properties. You can see you can add the test feed, number feed, true or false, date and time, image, file, and relationships. Relationship makes your app really powerful. It's a way that you can connect one database to another database without really stressing yourself a lot. So once you're done with that, you click the button add. Another thing, database is one, then also you have components. All what you can see on the screen right now, these are components. The two most important components in Adalo are forms and list. The reason why is because you need form to collect data from your users all the time, and then you need a list to display those data. For example, if I want to add a form in Adalo, I just scroll down and I drag the form component onto the screen like so. Then to ask me what type of form is it, I would say users form. You can see it tells me what type of form, and I can say this is the user's form. And then if I want to display all the users in my application, what I simply do, I drag a list like so, put it right here, and it's going to ask me what type of list is this, and I'm going to say it's a list of users. And they're going to tell you, hey, this is their username and their title. So you can see you're going to be using forms and lists every time in your Adalo application. Think of it. If you log into your Instagram application, you see everything you see there is just form and list. You see a form that it opens a form for you to add, create posts, create reels, create all of those things. Then it then display all those reels and all those posts you've created in a very good format. That's what most of your applications are doing, and that's what you're likely going to be creating in Adalo. The next, after the database, the forms, then you also have logic. Logic is this. You want your application to be really dynamic. You want things to happen when a user click on a button. For example, if I click on the sign up button, Adalo has a logic to it. If you click on the sign up button, right, submit button right here, like so, you can see there's a logic here. It says sign a user up and link the person to the home screen. That's what Adalo would do. Adalo call it click actions, but normally you can just call it logic. So that's the way it works. So this is how you get started using Adalo. Adalo has a marketplace. There are lots of things that you need to know. But as we go on in this, in the article, you can always come back to the blog and read, and you can always, check out the YouTube channel. If you're watching this in the YouTube channel, and you see tons and tons and tons of of other, um, of other videos that you can learn with. And also, if you're stuck, if you feel stuck ever, you can always go to Adalo. You can always go to the Adalo forum and ask questions. There are amazing persons there who can really, really answer your questions. And don't forget, you can always check out the YouTube channel, and you will definitely see a lot of answers to your questions. So that's basically how to get started with Adalo. One thing I would say is that don't be scared of making mistakes. That's why no code is beautiful. You can easily make mistakes and you can clean it up. You can make 1,000 mistakes in a day without being scared about it. Don't be scared of making mistakes. Feel free, make mistakes as much as you like, and you can always come back and correct it. That's something beautiful about no code. You hardly break things. If you break things, you come back, you fix it up all over again. So that's how you get started with Adalo. Thank you.